Hi everyone, my name is Uthman Said from NWC Education, and together with me today is Blessing Osunde from University of Bangor. We'll be having discussion concerning the 2025 admission in January 2025 admission intake for the university. So today you have this great opportunity to meet her one-on-one to ask your question at the same time she'll be providing answer to them. That aside again, she'll be giving us all the download for all the roadmap for January 2025 admission intake. So right now I would love her to introduce herself to viewers. Hi, Blessing, and good afternoon.
Hi, it's Month. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for this for setting up this section. And hi everyone who will be joining and who has also joined. My name is Blessing Osunde, the International Recruitment Officer for Bangor University, and welcome to the section.
All right, that's great, and it's so wonderful to have you here. And I so much believe people are going to join us, and at the same time, this content remains on our page for whosoever that want to study at Bangor. They will have a lot of information to make reference to. This is not going to leave the page for now. It's just going to be there for forever and never, as much as the page exists. So, whatever information we are going to share today is very resourceful, and I believe people can go back to it to get these details. So, I want to know for January 2024, admission activities commence at all in terms of application or something?
Okay, Utsman, the January 2025 academic intake has already commenced already, and we've started accepting applications already for that intake. So if you're coming in for the January 2025 intake, please try as much as possible to start sending in your application because the time frame is quite short. So please try as much as possible to send in your application as soon as you can for the January 2025.
Okay, wow. So, as for international students, especially those who are coming from Nigeria, they would like to know what documents are they meant to submit to secure admission at Bangor.
All right, for every international student coming from maybe West Africa, maybe Ghana, Nigeria, you're expected to have a very outstanding SOP. That is statement of purpose. The statement of purpose should be more of a storytelling. You need to be telling a story about yourself so that the admission officer who might be going through your document will have an idea of who you are already because the admission officer is not seeing you, but with that information, that story you've imputed on that personal statement already shows to the or already tells the admission officer who you are already. And then your CV should be a summary of your SOP. Please, whatever information that is stated on your SOP should also be summarized on your CV. You should have your degree certificate, you should have your transcript, and also genuine reference letter from your employer, from your current employer, your previous employer, and also an academic reference, maybe from your previous university you have studied in before. And also, you're expected to show a C6 in WAEC, a 6 and above in WAEC for you to actually meet the entry requirement for Bangor University.
Okay, why? That's in English, right? Or in
Yes,
all other subjects?
normally the student is expected to show for any subject the student is applying for. The student needs to show a C6 or above in English. But if the student is coming to study maybe law, the student will be expected to show at least maybe not a C6 because C6 is not a very it's CC for law student will not be accepted because since you're coming to study law or you're coming to study anything related to English, you need to prove that you meet the requirement. So, but for every other program, every other courses, you need to show a sixes in WAEC. And also, you can also provide or use your NECO result if maybe you didn't get a C6 in WAEC or WASI. So you can also provide you can also use your NECO result if you've gotten a 6s and above in NECO as well. And yeah, so That's the document.
All right, so that's so great. For students who are coming from Nigeria, and I believe you have all heard about the necessary documents you need to secure admission at Bangor. So, most cases, we got a lot of requests from students who graduate from, who got HND certificate, that's from Polytechnic, and they always want to see possibility of getting direct masters into university in the UK. Does your university gives opportunity of such to HND graduates?
Yes, the Bangor University accept students with HND holders, and especially those who are coming to the business schools to study actually have an advantage to secure an offer with the university. So if you're an HND student and you're coming to Bangor to study, please ensure that you have a 3 years plus working experience. You've had a C6 or above in WAEC or NECO, and luckily, we do not require IELTS anymore for those who are coming through HND. All you need to show us is that you've actually secured a C6 or above in English from WAEC or NECO. And at the same time, please, you need to ensure that you've secured or obtained a 3 years plus working experience relevant to that course you intend studying, especially those who will be coming to the business school. So the HND holders are likely to be accepted for those who are coming to the business school. So, for example, if you've had a previous in your previous in your HND degree, you've studied anything related to business, you got the chance to be accepted for a direct master's in Bangor University. So all you need to do is to ensure that you have a 3 years plus working experience, especially those who have a managerial experience is also a plus for them. So once you've gotten that experience on your CV, you write an outstanding SOP, and also you've gotten a C6 and above in Y Connecco, you could send in your application to us, and then the admissions team and the school will go through it to ensure that when you come in, you're not going to struggle on the program. And then for every other program, most times it needs to go to the school for a decision to be made. So it's at the discretion of the school to make a decision if you're going to struggle or not. But for those who are coming directly to the business school, have more chances of securing an offer to study a direct master's in Bangor. Hi, Utsman. Hope you're there. You're still there. Hi,
Yeah,
Utsman.
can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you. Didn't I believe you should be able to hear me now, right?
Yes, I can hear you well now.
All right, that's well explanatory, and thank so much for clearing the air on the opportunity that HND student got to study direct master at Bangor, and specifically talking about the special requirement they need to meet, which is the working experience, to have shown that not just the classes they attended, they've also got some working experience on their field of discipline before they want to go for direct masters at Bangor with HND. So that's so good. And another question that people would like to know or to ask is the fact that if such opportunity also exists for third class students.
Yes, Bangor University accept students or applicants with third class, but at the end of the day, it depends on how coordinated you are as a student, and also how coordinated your documents are as well. So, for example, if you're a third class student, you don't literally, if you're submitting your application, you literally need to stand out, because a third class student do not mean you don't know what you're actually doing. So if you're a third class student coming to Bangor, you need to have an outstanding SOP. Like I mentioned, the SOP is more like a storytelling. You're telling a story about yourself, and the admission officer is already reading about you already. So on that SOP, you should be telling them what you've previously studied, and at the same time, what you've actually obtained in terms of the grade in your previous qualification, And afterwards, you should also let them know why you're actually coming to study that particular program as well, and what experiences in terms of job you've actually secured. And at the same time, you need to let them know why you've chosen the UK to come to study, and at the same time, why you've actually chosen Bangor and how you feel Bangor is going to contribute to your career path, and also how you're going to give back to your community as well. So if you've written a very good and outstanding SOP, trust me, the admission officer will know that, okay, this student actually know what he or she is doing. And at the same time, your CV should be should be up to date. There should be no gap. Everything you've mentioned on your SOP should be summarized in your CV, and then every other document should be put in place. It's better for you to submit as many documents as you can, and then at the end of the day, they can know that yes, you're well prepared as a student. So please, yes, third class can apply, but it depends on how coordinated and organized you are as a person.
All right, that's so great. And so clear, I believe, to everybody who's going to be watching us right now. The next question will be like, if I should apply or submit my document to Bangor today, what is the turnaround time to get admission?
Okay, for any potential student coming into Bangor, if you're submitting your application today, under 24 hours, you're going to receive a provisional offer. Once you've secured a provisional offer, all you need to do is to accept it, which actually gives the admissions team a notification to progress with your application. So once the admissions team has received the notification, definitely they'll start assessing your document. Once your document is being assessed, at that instance or within 48 to 24 hours, you can, or 78 hours, let's say 24 to 78 hours, you can receive an offer almost immediately. So let's say you submit your application today. Let's say you submitted your application immediately after this section. Definitely by Monday, you'd have received a provisional offer, and then all you need to do is to accept your provisional offer. Your provisional offer is more like an acknowledgement that yes, you want the admissions team to progress with your application. And once they receive that notification, they assess your document. Between 24 to 78 hours, you would have received your unconditional offer if you meet all the required, if you meet the entry requirements. You're definitely going to get your offer at that instance as well.
Wow, that's so super fast. And I doubt
Yeah.
if there are many schools that give offers as fast as possible.
Yes,
in
our
the UK.
process,
So that's great.
is very
And it's just, yeah, the system is seamless. That's for the fact that students are able to secure admission within 78 hours or so. Okay, let me quickly run through, because this is it's going to be like interactive opportunity for people who are still watching us. So I've got someone who dropped their comments like Onabi Yolamide Messi. Is there a Master of Research program that's in Bangor? Do we have any program for MRes for now at Bangor?
All right. Hi, Messi. Thank you so much for that question. We currently have MRes programs available in Bangor, and I'm sure the student is actually referring to Masters in Research. So we actually have those programs available in Bangor. Yes, we do have them.
That's so great. And for, I think Alex John, he wanted to know the tuition fee payment plan.
All right,
need to know how
John.
much is the tuition fee deposit, then the plan to pay the balance.
All right. Hi, John. The tuition fee in Bangor actually varies. It depends on what course you intend studying. So, for example, let's say you're studying you're studying a master's program. Let's say master's in computer science. So you're expected to make maybe like £17,000 as your tuition fee. So before I forgot, we haven't mentioned about the generous scholarships Bangor University have available for students? Or are you going to ask me that question, or you want me to give more light on that so that I can just answer his question?
We'll talk about that in different questions.
Okay, all right, that's fine. So let's say you're a student coming for computer science, and then you're entitled to make £17,000. So at the end of the day, you're required to make a £4,000 deposit for you to get your CAS, for you to process your visa application, and then when you arrive Bangor, you're expected to make like a 25% of your tuition fee, which after being summed up together, you've automatically made a 50% of your tuition fee. And then afterwards, the other 50%, you have the opportunity to speak with the finance team to let you know about the flexible payment plan. And you could, that's when you arrive when you arrive Bangor, and you could be told to make a payment maybe on a monthly basis. They tell you how much you're supposed to pay. So yes, you could actually speak to the finance team when you arrive to Bangor to let them, so that they could let you know what the flexible payment we have available.
Oh, all right, so that's fine for that's for John, who is concerned about the tuition fee and the installment payment pattern. And in conclusion of this question by Mercy, she wants to know if the MSc in research program is the one that allows people to come to the UK with dependents or not. So, and I think I will advise you on that, because if you get in touch with us directly, you can contact me. You can see our number on the screen. Then we'll advise you to know, we'll help you to check whether the kind of Emirates program that is run in Bangor is the one that you and your family member can travel together or otherwise. So I think you should just get in touch with us on that. Except if Blessing have any opinion to express on that question.
I think you've answered it all. So let's know what program he intend applying for, and then you could give him your own suggestion or advice if that particular program is a level 8 qualification for him to be able to bring in his dependent. So that is
Exactly.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So you need to talk to us. Let know which course in particular so we can advise. And okay, Gladys wants to know, do you offer Master in International Affairs and Diplomacy?
All right, Gladys. We do not have that program named International Affairs and Diplomacy, but definitely we'll have an alternative program which is actually the same name, but maybe it's been named differently for Bangor University. You could get in touch with NWC as well, maybe after this section, and then they get in touch with me, and I'll check our course programs to see if we have something related. So definitely we'll have something related to this, but maybe being named differently. So please feel free to reach out to NWC afterwards, and then I'll give you the program we have available that is related to this course.
All right, that's fine. So I need to continue on my question row so that I'm not going to forget them. I want us to talk about the cash process for someone who has made deposits.
Okay, so for CAS, once a student has made their initial deposit, the student gets on Cash Shield, and on Cash Shield, the student tend to provide all needs to provide some required supporting document for them to be able to be eligible for CAS. So the required document the student are required to submit are same document that was submitted during the application process, such as their passport, their transcript, their degree certificate, and most importantly, we want to see the TB certificate because that is one of the UKVI requirements. And also, the student needs to provide the required funds required by the UKVI. So if the student bank statement is actually having the right amount, most especially, and also the TB certificate is clear, then definitely we're going to issue cards to the student within 24 hours. So the student don't need to start chasing up with us to start saying, I've finished everything on Cash Shield, I've done my interview, I've passed, I've not gotten any feedback. So immediately after the student have ticked all the boxes on Cash Shield, and you could attest to it as well, you don't chase up with us as well to say, oh, Blessing, this student have not gotten CAS. we actually have a team who actually look at that, who are always there 247 to ensure that we don't have any delay on anything. So once the student have ticked all the boxes, the student get CAS immediately within, let's say within 24 hours. The student gets CAS within 24 hours.
Wow, that's so super fast. Also,
Yeah.
I believe all your processes are so fast, and that's one of the things that Nigerian students always want to get. They don't want to be delayed while waiting for admission, and at the same time, waiting for CAS has been the order of the day in some schools. But of course, I'm happy that your process is seamless. People can get their CASs in just about 24 hours after meeting up with all the necessary requirements. Now let's talk about opportunity for students. I understand that University of Bangor got some discounts for students, which are some automatic. Was there any form of scholarship that people need to apply? Maybe special kind of scholarship for international students?
Okay, Bangor University have generous scholarships, and I will just name the scholarships out, and at the same time, so that people can know what the scholarship actually entails and how they could be eligible for the scholarship as well. So we have the VC scholarship, which is currently going on for the January intake. The VC scholarship is valued at £10,000. So imagine you being a student and your tuition fee is £17,000, and £10,000 is taken off your tuition fee. So you're automatically left with 7,000 to pay. And how are you eligible for this scholarship? This scholarships is usually for first class students. All you need to do is just go on the school website, bangor.ac.uk at the moment, and then check for the scholarships for international students. So for this VC scholarship is for all first class students, and most of the time what they want to say is how will this scholarship benefit you, and how will you be contributing to the community as well. So once the scholarship committee goes through your document and they are satisfied with every information and they feel that you're eligible for the scholarship, then you'll be contacted. And then we have the VC scholarship as well, which is currently running for the January 2025 intake. This scholarship is valued at £5,000, and this is for all first class students. So if you don't get the 10,001, or you did not apply for the 10,001, don't worry, you're going to automatically receive that £5,000 scholarship. It's your right as a first class student for you to get that £5,000 scholarship. So even though you don't get the scholarship on your offer, please feel free to reach NWC to reach out to me, or you could go on the school website and then reach out to us as well to ensure that that scholarship is imputed on your offer letter. And then we have the international discount. This is also your entitlement as well for every student who have graduated with a 2-1, a first class, a third class, a pass. For all the students, no matter what qualification you've graduated with, you're going to get a £3,000 discount off your tuition fee. And please, if you don't get that scholarship stated on the letter, please feel free to reach out to NWC, or feel free to reach out to us, get our details on our school website, and then we'll be glad to chase up for you, or to chase up with the admissions team to ensure you get an updated offer with that scholarship. And we also have the Commonwealth and Chevening scholarship as well, but you need to go on that website to check the entry requirement and send send in your application for the scholarship. And if you meet the scholarship, definitely they are going to reach out to you to let you know that you have emerged the winner, or you're eligible for that scholarship. So for every student coming to Bangor, we have scholarships available for you all.
That's amazing and great to know that even if someone with first classes was unable to meet up with the time frame, he or she is still automatically qualified for the 5,000 BC scholarship. And also,
Yeah.
it also goes around to every other person, regardless of whatever your grade is, you are still going to get something at Bangor, which is so great to have that. I would like to go to some of the questions that people are still dropping. One of them is from Abdul Qadri, who is asking, what is the admission process like for PhD candidate and funding opportunity?
All right. For PhD students, first of excuse me, first of all, you need to write, for you to get an offer with the university, you need to send in your application first of all, and then at the end and at the same time you need to prepare like a very outstanding research proposal on what you're researching on. So for example, now maybe I'm coming for public health. I'm coming for PhD for public health. And then at the end of the day, I want to make a research about eradicating malaria in Nigeria. Let's use that for an instance. And then at the end of the day, I need to make that research proposal very outstanding. I need to let I need to let whoever will be going through that document, I need to let them know the reason why I am carrying out that research and the reason how it's going to um, benefit me and my home country. Or let's say, for example, we're using Nigeria as a case study why we need to eradicate malaria in Nigeria. So you need to make that research proposal very outstanding. And after you feel that research proposal is okay, and please, whenever you're doing your research proposal, I advise that you don't use AI, because if you do, it's going to be detected from our own end as well, which shows that you're not really ready as a student to do a research, because the way research are being done back home and the way research are being done here is totally different. Unlike here, you need to follow some procedures. You need to if it's your own work, then that's okay. But at the end of the day, if it's not your own work, you need to do some index citations. You need to show a whole lot of references and all that, just to show that it's not your own work. You understand? So at the end of the day, you need to put all those things in place. Go on that particular school website. Let's say, for example, the School of Health Sciences in Bangor. You go there and then check the staff profile to see whose profile actually matches your research proposal. Maybe, for example, on the staff profile, you could see one of the professors or one of the academics who is actually interested in such research. Maybe the person could say they're excited in research in parasites and all, because mosquito is a parasite as well. So you could say the lecturer might have something similar to what you intend doing. Then you have the opportunity to send an email to the lecturer, tell them this is what you want to do, and then send a research proposal for them. And at the same time, send in your application to Bangor University. Definitely you're going to receive a response from the potential supervisor telling you yes, they want to be your supervisor after going through your research proposal. Automatically you've gotten an offer with the university, because the academic or the lecturer gets in touch with the admissions team, which makes you to secure an offer at that instance, and then you can begin your processes. So for funding opportunities, I think you need to in as much as you're sending in your proposal, you need to also send in an email as well, requesting if there's any funding available for that department. If there's any funding available for that department, you might be lucky and you'll be notified as well. But pending while you're waiting for their response, I advise that you check the Chevening website, you check the Commonwealth website as well to see if you're going to be eligible for that scholarship. And then we have the VC scholarship for PhD student, which is a 50% discount as well. So you could go on the school website, check for more information on how you could qualify for that 50% VC scholarship. And then the head of school scholarship is valid at 10% as well. You're going to be entitled to that. And also we have the Dean scholarship as well, which is valid at 20% for PhD students. So once you're sending in your application, the admissions team is going to be accessing you on all that to see which of the scholarship you're eligible for. But if you want to get a higher scholarship, like I mentioned, you need to check the Commonwealth website, you need to check the Chevening website as well, and also send an email to the school to know what funding is available.
Okay. So I believe Abdulkadir must be very happy with this elaborate response on how to secure a PhD admission at Bangor and also getting possible opportunity for funding. So thanks so much for that response. And it's so great, honestly. Good afternoon once again to everyone. Uthman Said, and today we will be having an amazing discussion with Blessing Osonde from Bangor University, and she has been answering our questions regarding to January 2025 admission. So in case you're just joining us, that's what we have been doing, and you can also use the comment box to drop your own question. So another thing that international students are always been worried about is about accommodation. So they would like to know, okay, even if my visa has been granted, did the university maintain an accommodation for international students? They have an hostel or have an arrangement outside the campus for international students. I want to know the situation at Bangor.
All right, thank you so much, Utsman, for that question. So, for Bangor University, we have two types of accommodations available. We have the private accommodation, which back home is known as the off-campus accommodation. And when I mean the off-campus, it doesn't mean it's 30 minutes, 1 hour away from campus. It's literally just 2 minutes, 3 minutes away from campus. And also, we have the school halls as well. The school house is also within the school, which is the normal school hostel. We call it back home in Nigeria. And also the school house is just 2, 3 minutes away from school as well. So we have, for every student coming to Bangor, we have the school halls and we also have the private accommodation. So now it falls down to your own capability. It depends on what you can actually afford. I remember when I was a student in Bangor University, when I came in, I actually stayed in the private accommodation because that was what I could afford as at that time. And the accommodation then was £300, which is actually you could see how affordable Bangor is as a university as well. And I'm sure you'll be wondering, that was just December 2022, and I think who is currently staying there is just paying a 310, which is just £310. So it depends on your own capability. For the school accommodation, we have a whole lot of accommodations or rooms available for the school accommodation. So if you feel you want to stay in the school accommodation, that's great. You could, before you come in, please try as much as possible. Once you've secured your offer, start looking for accommodation. Don't wait and say, oh, let me get my visa before I get an accommodation. No, try as much as possible to start looking for an accommodation as soon as possible. And also for you to know, Bangor University has been ranked one of the top 10 universities in the UK in terms of accommodation. We've been ranked top 10 in the UK because of the lovely facilities the university has put in place for students. I wish I could show you a picture of what the university look like. It's very, very nice. You could
So
call it
we are
like a
happy to see that. We're happy to see that you can use the present button to if you have that on your system.
Okay, so just give me a moment while I try to get that up.
All right. So I would love to see the lovely environment for international students who would like to come to Bangor to study.
Okay.
So they are still watching us. You can use the comment box to drop your question, and I'm happy that she will be also glad to give responses to all your questions. So you can get in touch with us at NWC Education today if you are interested to study at Bangor, either for undergraduate program, a master's program, a PhD, even an MS program. Yeah.
So I don't know if you can see my screen, Said.
Yes, we can see it. We can all see it.
Okay. All right. So this is what the accommodation look like. It's more like an ensuite. So the student have their own room and toilet to themselves, and then they tend to share the kitchen space with other students. So like you can see, it's more like a 4 rooms in that hall, and then the students in the kitchen have their own space. The student don't room A do not need to go put their things in room B in room B spaces as well. So every student have their own space in the kitchen, and that's where the common area as well, where the student tend to meet students to meet their roommates. And at the end of the day, sometimes they might not tend to meet them because other people, different students with different schedules and time of their classes as well. And then also the kitchen is being cleaned by the cleaners who come in every week, and then the student needs to clean up their own ensuite themselves. So if you don't mind, Said, let me just show student what the facilities look like as well in Bangor. if that's okay. Is that
Wow, yeah,
okay?
yeah, yeah,
So
that's
this is
fine.
what
I can
okay,
see
so
the
this is what our
auditorium.
campus all right, this is what our campus facilities look like. That's our main hall, the gym facilities. You just need to use your student ID card to pay at a discounted rate to access the facilities. And then the sport field as well, which I know most of us are actually interested in. And then in Bangor University is the only university with a research ship, and it's called the Prince Mandok ship. So imagine the whole of UK, only Bangor has a research ship, especially for those
Yeah.
who are coming to study an ocean coming to study programs related to ocean sciences. So we have marine biology and a whole lot of those programs that are related to the ocean science programs. And then Bangor University has an MRI scan. So for those who are interested in the health and science department as well, we have a whole lot of facilities for you to lay your hands to get a whole lot of experience as well. And then that's our lovely library. It looks like a castle, and um, that's where in Bangor we actually that's where what's the name of this movie again? Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones was actually filmed and shot in Bangor at Penguin
Wow.
Castle. So for every program, every student coming on each of the programs at Bangor, they tend to get the opportunity to lay their hands on practical experience, because that's what the university is keen on, because they want students to actually have an idea or have a notion of what to expect when they finish their program in case they get a job. So imagine a student finishing up their program in Bangor, and then they get to an organization, and then at the end of the day, it's more like they've had previous experiences, but they actually learned on the program. So in Nigeria back home, we call it IT, right? But right
Yes.
here, it's not IT, but it's the program itself. You're getting that practical knowledge and also the theoretical knowledge of that program as well.
Wow. So that's so fantastic, and what a journey it just took us. I love the vicinity of the hostel. It's so nice for international students to explore. At the same time, all the facilities for learning are so cool for anyone who's coming from this background to want to experience it. So the good one. So your concern has been addressed to a larger extent that when you're going to Bangor, of course, accommodation is definitely not going to be a problem because the school has at the same time make arrangement for you. And also with the research equipment, you can also see from the screen. So we don't have all the time for her to take us on a tour for the facilities. So that's why, because we got so many other questions she would like to attend to. Let me quickly ask this question from Ellen. I can someone with a nursing certificate with job experience get nursing BSc top up?
All right. Okay. Hi, Helen. At the moment, nursing is not available to international students, but hopefully, Bangor is looking forward to make sure that the program is open to international students. But at the moment, it's not open to international students.
All right, that's straightforward. Okay, do you have a master's in biomedical science and is there any scholarship? Uh,
Yes, John. We have
okay.
a program in biomedical science, and like the scholarships I mentioned earlier, we have the first class scholarship, which is the VC one. You need to apply for that one. Just need to write an outstanding essay why you need the scholarship, and then we have the Dean scholarship, which is an automatic £5,000 for you if you've secured a first class, and then we have the international discount, which is an automatic 3,000 for you. So yes, we have scholarships and discounts available for you.
All right. So let me, this Shayo asking us about, I said, good afternoon, Blessing. I am an HND holder with 4 years work experience. So I would like to know if I can get a direct master's. If yes, how much does it go for? And will I still need to pay as soon as I enroll on the program?
All
So I
right,
think maybe
Shayo.
join us late. So,
All right, Shayo. Thank you so much for your question. Yeah, since you have a 4 years working experience, you're likely to be offered an offer, or you're likely to secure an offer with the university. And like I mentioned before, if you're coming for a business program, you're more likely to get an offer for a direct master's. But if you're coming for other programs, it's the discretion of the school to see if you're actually going to qualify, if you're actually going to struggle when you get on the program. And then in terms of payment, you're expected to make £4,000 deposit like every other student do. And then afterwards, when you arrive on campus, you make a 25% payment. And then afterwards, you could make your payment on installment basis. I hope I've answered that question.
Yeah, definitely. So that
Okay.
I believe she asked that question because she didn't join us early, and
Okay.
because I believe you have addressed that very question while you were talking
Okay.
about opportunity for HND graduate at Bangor. So that's so cool. I would still like to go back to my own question. And it's how soon do you think students should start applying for January 2025 admission at Bangor?
As soon as possible, even if it's from this evening, even if it's from this moment, the student don't need to wait anymore because the January intake is already at the corner. So the student need to send in the application as soon as possible as they can, and the admissions team are
And
ready to access their documents.
is Bangor ready to start issuing cards for January right now, or maybe to be
Yes,
like 2 months or
yes.
3 months admission?
No, why? No. Immediately the student send in the application, they make their deposit. The student gets on Cashield, tick all the boxes on Cashield, and then the student will be issued cash. So we want to be on time to ensure that the student gets everything ready because once everything is being done on time, it's is the student of paying for priority visa. It is them of paying it is them from paying more, you understand, in terms of maybe paying for priority and then waiting a longer time. So immediately they get in their application, gets their pay their initial deposit, get on cash shield, then we issue cards and then they can progress with their visa application as well.
Okay, wow. So that's great. And I asked that question because so many people will think like, of course, it's still January and we are
No.
in mid-September. So
If
why
I
why
was
the
a
haste?
Yeah, if I was a student, to be honest, a whole lot of students have started processing. If I was a student, I'm gonna do it now so that hopefully by November, December, I get my visa, and then all I had to do is just to wait to come in. You understand? Because by that
Yeah.
December period as well, there'll be a whole lot of holidays, and then which will actually disrupt or stop a whole lot of things. So it's better for students to start doing it now to avoid those rush hour, maybe after the Christmas and New Year break, and then you start paying for priority just to meet up with resumption dates and also late arrival. So it's better for you to start doing everything now so that you can get into the university on time.
Okay, now as an alumni of Bangor, and at the same time now in this position to tell the whole world about Bangor University. Unfortunately again you happen to be a Nigerian. So what will you advise Nigerian students about the cost and standard of living in Bangor? What should they prepare for? And
All
the
right.
level of accessibility to everything, like your experience when you
All
were
right.
that way.
Oh, okay. All right. Like he mentioned, I am an alumna of Bangor University. I would say it's normal for every international student to actually kind of like um, have that kind of fear because you're living far away from home. You're going to a place where you don't know people, you don't know your fate, and at the same time, you don't know what to expect as well. And I would say that Bangor is that place that I think gives students the opportunity to be able. If for me, I feel Bangor is a place to think, is a place to explore, and a place to achieve as well. And then one thing about Bangor University, or while I would recommend Bangor to you as a potential student coming to study, is because Bangor is very affordable. The location is safe. As an international student, you could walk on the street at 11, 12 a.m. and you don't need to be scared of anything. In terms of standard of living, Bangkok is quite affordable. You can imagine when you're submitting your proof of funds because it's in Wales, you're expected to show 9207 because it's outside Wales, which means or which indicates that the least standard of living there is quite affordable. And imagine when I mean affordable, I know some people will be thinking, oh, it's a cheap place. No, the same education quality you're going to receive from other places, other top places in the UK, are the same quality you're going to receive once you come to Bangor University. And trust me, when you're in Bangor University, you get that personalized service. In other universities, you might not be able to get that opportunity, but down here in Bangor, you get that personalized services. How do I mean? Excuse me, how do I mean? As an international student, if you're not if you want to, if you're not maybe for example you're being given an assignment to do, or maybe you're having burning questions, you want to talk to someone, you can actually send an email to your lecturers. And for every student who come on Bangor, they tend to get a personal tutor. Who is a personal tutor? A personal tutor is more like your guardian, just the same way we have guardians in boarding house in Nigeria. So a personal tutor is your guardian. This is somebody who is always there to speak with you to make sure that you are doing okay. Even if you don't reach out to the personal tutor will definitely reach out to you, because that's what they aim to do. They'll be there to give you that one-to-one guidance to make sure that you're settling into the environment as well. And also, in terms of like I mentioned, the different scholarships as well, you're going to get that. And then for international student coming to Bangor University, you're going to receive that friendly and welcome you're going to get that friendly and welcoming support as well from the international support team. The international support team are the first people you're going to meet as an international student, and basically which you've already started building and bonding with your family automatically when you get here. You don't need to start thinking you're living far away from home, you don't have your family here. The international support team are very supportive. They're going to support you on everything you need to do. So I think the main reason why you need to come to Bangor is for you to check for affordability. It's safe, you get personalized services, it's a friendly and very welcoming environment. To be honest, Bangor is that place where you need to start from. It's a place where you need to gather a whole lot of knowledge about the UK, and then after your program, you can progress to any part of the cities you want to go to. So those are the main things or the main factors why I actually chose Bangor University.
Wow, that's so great. And as
Oh,
I think
sorry, I
it's
forgot to mention. Okay, I mentioned it earlier, but I want to say the research facilities available as well. We have a whole lot of research opportunities. We have a whole lot of facilities available for students. You tend to get the practical and the theoretical knowledge of the program, and also Bangor University have a very very good ranking, and we have good teaching quality as well. So those are the reasons why you need to come to Bangor. And
um,
another thing again, sorry, Bangor University supports its own. We have a whole lot of alumni who are currently working with Bangor, which shows that they actually embrace their own. They actually build you to that point where you want to see yourself, and then at the end of the day, snatch you and make sure that they absorb you into the system, because they know that once you're there, once you're in the system, it's a plus for them as well.
wow, so many people would like to explore such opportunity. Wow, that's so great. This will be the last question I'm going to ask from our audience. And I personally will ask the last question for my own end too. Then we'll give it a wrap up today. Blessing Osunde from Bangor University have been speaking for good 49 minutes. So on stop. I think we have to give you kudos for that, because this is just so explosive. The discussion has been resourceful. And I believe, apart from the live viewers, those who will be watching this in few days' time or in the nearest future will definitely find them resourceful. So from this guy, I'm not expecting you to know all the MRS program, that's Master of Research courses offhand, but if you have any, can you please tell us if you think students who are, because someone asked and is interested to know available MRS courses at Bangor?
Okay, for the various colleges, we have various MRS programs available, either from the computer science and engineering department, from the health science department, and also from the business school as well. So for the three colleges, we have some of the Emirates programs available. So it depends on your own preference and also what you intend studying on. So it might be a different name from what you want, but it's actually the same content with what your own preference is. So for example, you could say you want to do something in business, and then maybe okay, like the other lady who mentioned international diplomacy, right? So we might not have that particular name, but we might have something related to that international diplomacy. It might be a different name, a different brand, but the same content. Just the same way we have maybe apple and orange. I'm sorry, just the same way we have orange and Fanta. It's different brand, but it's the same content in it. It tastes the same, but it's just a different name, Fanta and orange. So definitely we have a whole lot of courses available for Emirates.
All right, I think the best way to know what are the available courses, Musa Alabire, is to get in touch with us. Then we can do the proper search for you and tell you what is available. And by assessing your document, we can advise on which proper course you can take on MS program among the list. So for anybody who is either interested in getting in touch with us, you can call us at 080 30 44 7894 on the screen. And our Lagos Island number is 080-8696-1027. Then in Ikeja, 070-6382-3924. And you can see the UK number also. So should in case you have any inquiry or you want to submit your application to Bangor, of course, we are going to guide you from application process to CAS and to visa, even to departure without charging you the dime for agency fee. We are going to do all that for you for free. And you have all this information with us, and at the same time, you can have opportunity to interact with the university representative whenever you have some challenges going on the way. Today, it has been an amazing discussion with our guest, and she has done justice to all our questions that we've asked her. It's a great honor to have her on this platform. And lastly, it's going to be like, what does Blessing have to say about NWC education to the students?
All right. Thank you so much, Utman, for putting up this section. I think it's an opportunity for people to learn more about Bangor University. And all I have to say about NWC is they are one of our partners in Nigeria. NWC supports students in terms of their visa, in terms of their application, right from their application process to their visa process, and like he mentioned, to your departure, to whenever you're leaving Nigeria as well. So they are one of our stakeholders in Nigeria. Please, if you want to send in your application, I'll recommend them to you. Please get in touch with them so that they can send in your application as soon as possible. And like he mentioned, if you want to still clarify anything, you could still reach us to us as well. You could send us an email, and you could also maybe give us a call via WhatsApp as well. But they are very, very supportive. They're going to hold your hand right from the beginning until the end till you arrive Bangor University.
Thanks so much for that. We really appreciate you, and we appreciate all the support you've given our brand all these years. So thank you very much for making a day. I know it's always a busy time for you, but for being here today, we really appreciate that, and we never take it for granted. For all our live audience, thanks so much for joining us. And for those who will be watching later, you can also see you can always see our number on the screen. Please do call us and send in your file to us. Let's get you to Bangor. So have a wonderful day.
All right. Thank you, Said. Send in your application as soon as possible, and you all have a lovely weekend. Bye. And we can't wait to have you here at Bangor as well.
All right. Bye.
Bye.